Bitcoin is going to zero. You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
Yo, what's up? And for some reason, my camera is not set up. Let me try to fix that. What is up, guys? Welcome with Trading with OC. Welcome with Trading with Invisible Man and with your Invisible Mexican. And, well, we have a lot of things to go over. Man, what a dump that everything happened here. Yo, what's up? What's up, guys? Let me try to fix my camera here. Should be working right now. Perfect. There we go. Typical. Monday of things not working, right? Monday of things not working. And by the way, I lost my glasses, man. I've been looking for them all freaking morning and I haven't found them. Oh, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining here. Thank you so much for spending that 1 hour of your time, you know, like taking it out of your busy day and spending here with me. Really appreciate it. Shout out to all set being playing out Friday. With me, and I mean that was fantastic. Also we have as a last minute guest 8 Ace, right? I was Ti, Joe, JR, all set, my wife and I gaming Halo, doing some Halo stuff in there, and having a fantastic, phenomenal chat with Ada Ace about everything that you can do with Ada. Man, it actually blew my mind. Who would have known? Who would have known? All right. Of course that he could have. By the way, guys, we did, what was it? 4 trades. One was not being able to take it onto it. And then the other 3 was taking profits on TP number 1 and TP number 2, especially last trade. So that was a fantastic. Hey, Kelly. So shout out to all said. What's up, brother? KTGT. What's up, my friend? Magnum DeFi, what's up, bro? Retro My Tech, how is it going, brother? KDT, double shout out. And Kelly, what's up, Kelly? Welcome. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time here with me. Let's go check out. Let's go take a look at where we left out on Friday. All right, right before the gaming session. Let's see what we were looking for. All right, and let's go over those trades, because most of those trades after TP1, I think we got 1 hit, if I'm not mistaken. 1 stopped out. Planning Gear. Hey, what's up, Gear? How's it going, bro? How's it going? Great to have you. All right, so I think that based on Friday's entries, we have 1 stop loss, we have 1 taking profit, and then reversed on us, which was fine. And the other one was also take profits reversed. All right, so I do remember that we caught it out a little bit short in here. And also we were talking about a possible range. Remember, if we were ranging, get the F out of there. So let's go check that out. And wait. I need to take this. Oh, I see. Sorry for that. Just getting some messages here that I need to revise. But let's go to the charts. All right, what's up? This is where we left out. By the way, I don't see Harp in here, but when Harp joins, shout out to you, Harp, my friend. We all know how this looks like, but oof, oh my goodness. You guys need to try it. A good espresso, a good lungo espresso, double shot lungo espresso, and then a little bit of concentrated orange juice or recently squeezed orange juice. All right, so there you go. That's the little tip. Cheers. Oh God, that is a hell of a drinking thing. No alcohol, pure coffee and orange juice. So there we go. All right. This is where we left out, right? Something important. I want you guys to notice what was the writing on the screen. So a flat pause of bearish continuation. Remember, we had a reversal. And by the way, let's go over here. Let's open Discord. And then if you go to your chart prime right here to your left, and then you scroll down. Oop, well, hold on a second. I'm getting a little call in here. One sec. Oh no. Sí, estoy en YouTube ahorita, papá. Dale, te hablo enseguida. Bueno. All right, so that was my father. So hello, Dad. How are you doing? All right, so I'll be calling him right after the show. But if you go in here to your chart prime, you scroll over, right? You look for additional content, right? What is the additional content? It is, where is it? Come on, I know I got it right here. Come on. Show profits, feature, request, hangout, try not, come on. Here it is. All right, additional content, important class. And then you just scroll all the way up. By the way, if you check out this, we have a zero knowledge chart prime strategy. Go check that out. Pretty important. All right. And then we go to class number 1. This is what you usually get redirected. All right. Important when we're talking about class number 1. It is almost at the end, right before the oscillator explanation. All right. I explain the reversals. So this one's in here. So basically these reversals right there. And I think I'm going a little bit farther ahead. Here it is. All right. And I explain here how those reversals work. Pretty important because we have a very, very clear and nice reversal called out in here. So we have number 1, classical reversal, which is like this one, right? That goes up, bounce sharply downside, right? Or reversal goes up, bounce sharply upside, right? And up, down, up, down. This is the kind of reversals that we love to see, right? But those are not the only ones. Remember, the reversals are right there scanning the market and then telling, hey, buddy, watch out. All of the signals or all of the conditions for a reversal are in here. So go check out your support and resistances. Why support and resistance, you might ask me? Great, you have that question. And that is because we could be having a breakout continuation like number 2. That is what this weirdo right here that looks a little bit out of place was doing, right? So we have a breakout, right? Reversal. We have a previous resistance becomes new support. Support, and off we go. This reversal indicating us, yes, the slight reversal to position ourselves for the next upcoming movement. So support and resistance are mandatory. Well, not mandatory, but guys, it's science 101, well, trading 101, right? So support and resistance, right? And then we have the evolution of this, right? We have the evolution of breakout retest. All right, sharp movement to the upside, perfect. We have a reversal, perfect. We have the retracement, perfect. Your entry, and then up. TP number 1, perfect. Oh, so far so good. Coming back down, suspicious, right? Back up, all right, and then we don't break. Oh, come on, right? Now we know what's going on in here. So if the previous trend was to the upside and we have a upside movement, a blue flag of reversal, coming back down, and then we arrange, we have a flat us of bullish continuation, right here. But the other way around also works like that. Look at that, coming down, strong move to the downside, perfect, right? We have our reversal, perfect. All right, if we got that reversal, we enter in that reversal right away, right? And then we also know about the breakout, it's about the retest, your entry for a short, perfect. TP number 1, great, and then reverses back up. This starts to be looking like a range, isn't it? Like a range. All right, so then what? It comes back down and it doesn't make it lower low. Oh, I know what's going on in here, right? So remember, you look at your previous trend. This trend was coming down, right? You have your reversal, you have your range, and that it makes it a flat pulse of bearish continuation in this case. All right, so let's take a look at that on the scenario. Hey, shout out to T.I. Joe. What's up? Trading 2 Eastern. How's it going, brother? Welcome. Great gaming session Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it, brother. Thank you for that. And hey guys, what a freaking fantastic conversation we had about ADA, of course, and investing. All right, so Let's see that in action in here. So coming down, look at that. Coming down, let's make that big. All right, coming down, look at that. All right, we have our first possible reversal up. All right, perfect. We enter TP number 1, retrace, and then we don't move anywhere. That's it. That's it. Right, and then we range. Uh-oh. Don't bite, guys. Don't bite. Right? Don't bite it. Don't bite it. This is a trap, man. This is a trap. It's like when you dream about going to the bathroom, right, or taking a pee. Don't do it, bro. It's a trap, man. Don't do it. All right. So same thing here. Don't do it. It's a trap, right? It's not a natural, kind of like a full-fledged reversal. Yes, we have the reversal. We have everything that a reversal needs to, but we do not have the influx of momentum. Right? So what happens? Flat pause, continuation. See that? Strong move to the downside. Once again, reversal, re-range, continuation. Then reversal, sharp turn. Oh, now we have broken, right? We have broken the pattern. So we have these 3 kind of reversals. Feel free to snap this shutdown or make a meme out of this face, whatever you like. You know that I'm all in for whatever. Don't use the restroom when you're trimming. Yes, please. Don't ask us how we know that. All right, so just don't. Don't use the restroom while you on your dreams, guys. Seems like BTC is struggling. Yes, it's struggling. It is. So let's go check out, for example, where we left out that day. Here it is. Coming back down. Right, we have it here. Possible reversal. Right. And we were looking for a possible range. All right. Not only that, let's split this and let's push it over Bitcoin. Here it is. Let me turn on the captions and let's see. Let's just move it slightly in here. All right. And then let's come on. I know you are in here and it wasn't. Well, we looked at Farcoin over there and maybe I skipped it, but I brought it up today in the morning. So I know it's in, we know I say it in this video. So 1 second. And I know. Here it is. Jupiter. We were talking about this on Jupiter. And here it is. Perfect. Remember? What's that? Flat pause of bearish continuation. Right? Let's go check that out, for example, right here on Farcoin. All right? Let's go check that out. So let's add Farcoin. Perfect. And it wasn't trading with OC, so wrong chart. Again, Farcoin. There it is. Open this up. All right, let's right click, open link. We got it here. And, oh well, this was the 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hours, all right? So remember, we were talking about this movement in here. Let's go check that out. Not this one, not this one. Let me just get rid of those. All right, where were we right here? Breaking through that 0 line on the 1 hour. All right, so let's go check this out on the 1 hour. Come on, 1 hour. There it is. And we were breaking through reversal, possible range. We were looking for that sweep of the lows. Sweep of the lows come in. All right, we still did range, and we were supposed to go out of this one. All right, so. In fact, since I didn't move this one, although you should be really quick getting out of here. Why? We talked about this before, all right? I don't update all of the drawings in here, just so you guys know. Let's go check out what's going on right now with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is daddy. Right now, it's going to be following what Bitcoin whatever it does, all right? So, J Violet in the house. Welcome, J Violet. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time here with me. Really, really appreciate it. Shout out to you. All right, so we also have Duality C. What's up, brother? Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much for spending that little bit of your time here with me. Really, really appreciate it. You rest assured that it's well spent in here. All right, so let's go check out Bitcoin. So let's go and add it right here. So Bitcoin. All right, perfect. There we go. We have an ongoing trade that I gave it today in the morning. All right, we already have the result of it. By the way, guys. Let me turn this on. Let's wait for this. All right. Let's wait for this. Here we go. And you got to be freaking kidding me. I had a reversal. I know. Oh, I know why. It's in here. All right, so 1 second. Let's let this load. And there we go. Reversal. All right, catch it. Try to catch the reversal. The very first high was already given, and I'm looking for a secondary high, something like this. Seems that I'm not gonna get it. Seems like I'm not gonna get it. All right. I still think, and this is giving me a little bit of hope. Look at that. Look at this reversal. All right. I got the reversal. All right. I am looking for this thing in here. All right. We are losing strength. Great. This is what I want to see. Losing strength, right? On the bearish, losing the bearish also, bearish structure, right? So what's going on here? We're losing the bearishness and we're losing the strength in the bearishness. So it's a double lose on the bearish. That means either a flat movement or a bounce to the upside, all right? I rather think that we're going for the bounce for the upside. And yes, as Kelly mentioned, it is freaking struggling. Yeah. I mean, it's just trying, just pushing. You cannot get it. Bro, can we do TA for Solana too? Yes, absolutely. Up next, right here on your favorite channel. All right. So, yep, absolutely. Just so you guys know, I'm in a quarter position, 5x. I'm still underwater right now. I'm going to be just living in maybe for 1 or 2 more candles tonight. All right. So right after here, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to be freaking staring at this thing for me to close that position if it goes to the green. If not, well, then there's nothing to do. And well, then that's why we have a stop loss. All right. That's why you need to remember. That's why we set stop loss. We are okay by taking those stop loss because that prevents us to have a further continuation. Why am I not shorting? The great question. Why am I not shorting? Let's go to the daily. Let me show you a couple of stuff here on the daily. All right. On the daily, breakout. All right. Not only that, very close to the support. All right. And let me show you something in here. How close to that support were we after the movement? All right. So, is this a little bit of a ballsy movement? Yes, it's a little bit of a ballsy move that I'm trying to catch, all right? Am I risking it? Yes, but I'm doing it in sections. I'm not even risking one full trade, all right? So, guys, to win the lottery, you need a lottery ticket. Please don't apply this on meme coins, all right? So you're saying, all right? It's not like OC told me that to win the lottery, I need to win the lottery ticket all in, right? So no, please don't do that. The point is, well, if I see the possibility here, I'm gonna try to get it, right? But I need to be smart about it. Remember, add to your gains, and when you're in an uptrend, it's much easier to jump within that pause, right? So a flat pause, a bullish continuation, that is easy to catch, right? So, or we just do break of structure entry, easy peasy, right? Lemon squeezy. So catching the bottom is when things start getting difficult and tricky. I do see these on the daily. Important, very freaking important. Our volume matrix is still green. I am on the support zone. Yes, I can maybe do a little bit of a pierce through, right? And I'm counting with that to be just the case, right? And then instead of dropping, holding the dynamic reactor somewhere in between that dynamic reactor. If that doesn't happen, remember I have regardless entries, right? So yes or yes entries, right? They are 108, 106, and 96. All right. So just so you guys are keeping track, if you want to average that down, 100K. For a possible re-entry, right? Major re-entry. Let's go take a look at Solana. I already have to spend too much time in here. I think you guys love Solana. Let's do it. All right, so this is what we were expecting on Solana, talking about how high could this go. Remember that I copied these candles out of the next possible, or then the previous, push through. Remember, we were already at the bottom, so there was basically no retracement until this bullish flag, all right? Which is all the way up here. Let's just take this and push it to the right so it's not interfering. Perfect. We have double top. Remember this trade? By the way, guys, remember that trade. We are still we were supposed to still be on profits. All right. So right now we have a sell signal. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, further continuation downwards. At first glance, that is it. But we still need to have that breakthrough. Important. We already have a possible reversal, and we're looking for our peak performance. Peak performance diamond. Is that a long? Not just yet on Solana 4 hour. All right. Let's call this trade out. All right. Let's call this trade out. We'll look for the next reentry for now. Let me clear this up. All right, perfect. We have something much better. Let's get started with what we love, which are trend lines. All right, so one trend line in here. Let's do another one like in here. Right, this one looks all right, looks okay. And we have, of course, a freakishly ginormous breakout, right? So we are breaking through stuff. So let's bring up other things, like for example, quantum reactor. Perfect support. This is an entry zone for me. Let's go back in time and look that up. All right. So for example, let me see when we have another pocket like this. All right. Look at this. Coming down into the pocket, entry zone, and bounce. This is not a Valhalla trade. All right. This is just a bounce, the kind of bounce that we're trying to get for then either a retracement, either a flat pause. Remember, look at that. Look at how well this thing works, right? Flat pause, a bearish continuation. So this will depend on Bitcoin, just so you guys know, all right? If Bitcoin gets better or gets back on its feet, perfect. Solana will also do. But right now, what's going to happen tomorrow? Have you seen the news? That's why we're having a sellout. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Or if the news are so great, sell their news because somebody's going to be buying, right? Because they're so positive. Sell the news and buy. Sorry, sell the rumor and buy the news, all right? So a lot of volatility, especially tomorrow. We're going to be seeing that. What I'm going to be looking for, it is a loss of the strength and of course that peak performance time. All right, so that will be it. And also wait for, let me make this big in here. All right, look for your volume matrix turning back green. Right here, what I would like to call your attention to, it is both your volume matrix and your power bar. All right, let's see. And why is that? Because right here, look at the bright spot right there. All right, let's take a look at other bright spots right here. And this is what I love this power bar. It is because it is for me a leading indicator. All right, what does that mean? It's not telling me exactly the bottom, but it's telling me, hey, we're very close, prepare your horses, right? So it's like that guy, right, that you're playing a video game with, and he tells you, hey, watch out, because right after this door, you have an enemy, right? You already know that it's in there. You just don't know exactly where is it standing, what gun it have, right? Or whatever, right? I'm talking about video game stuff. YouTube, all right? So let's go check that out. Let me make this smaller, and let's go for these areas right here. Let me also collapse this for a second. Collapse, perfect. Let's go for here. For example, remember power bar, red power bar. Red power bar, and then the absolute bottom was slightly before, and then bounced. Power bar, all right here, absolute bottom right before, and then bounced. Power bar, absolute bottom maybe a little bit before, and then bounce. I'm not calling for a like ginormous Valhalla bounce, but I could be calling for a breakout, retest, continuation, bounce. At the end of it all, liquidity here, let me clear this up. What is the liquidity? Where we have pauses on the market. Here is a big pause in here, right? So, I mean, we have liquidity all around this area, and will make sense to actually get there. Do we have indicators to tell us that? Yeah. Look at your support right here, right? Look at your smart money entries right here, slightly below. All right, perfect. Let's look at your money flow POC once again. So the actual box, it is not exactly what I draw it, it's slightly below like this. You see that? So that's why we have the indicators. It tells us exactly, or give us a much closer, right, prediction on where things are located. So for example, our FIVP, oh, at least all the way here at the beginning, right there. Perfect. So I would say wait for a confirmation. Right now, we could be looking for a short on Solana. Wait for this bounce to play it out. If we don't actually bounce up, don't worry. You're setting up yourself for the next shorting here, right? Next short in here and then go back down with a stronger movement. All right, so can we get 230 approx and then continuation downside? Let me measure that. 220. No, 230 is way too high. You are, by the way, that's a great observation here. And I would say, yes, I would love to say yes. All right. In the realms of possibilities, like, I mean, is it possible? Yes. Is it going to happen? I would bet it wouldn't. All right. But you got a great eye right here. Why is that? Because when we move fast and quick, we created right here at the center, we created a fair value gap. In most likely, or in most cases, right, the price goes, fills that gap, and guess where is that? 230, right? Not only that, bottom of this previous range, resistance. So it would actually make sense to get all the way up here. But you know what? I don't think so. And let me show you why. Because we have right here POC. So look at how, and let me make sure that we zoom in here so we can see it. Look at how this POC, it's been like a formidable resistance, right? I mean, your observation is not out of the equation, right? And I don't want to say no, because in fact, that's how the analysis is supposed to actually freaking work, right? Going back to previous resistance, right? Let's take a look at the liquidities or liquidation. So we'll look at here. We have 3 lines. We've been hitting it, and then we have 2 lines. So maybe 227. So yes, I would actually call you. Hey, Melissa, how's it going? Welcome. So yes, just don't get your hopes that high. Keep your eye on the oscillator. Keep your eye on the oscillator. So how are you gonna keep your eye on the oscillator? Like for example, let me go over here. All right, like here. I know it's a little bit of a different story. All right, but bounce down, going up. Right when we start hitting the 0 line, that's when we start looking for a short. All right, and then boom shakalaka. You see, to the next support. The same thing I will in the ballpark. Same thing of that I will be looking for. Right. In this case, we actually did got the previous support and resistance. Right. But, I mean, we also need to understand that we were above the dynamic reactor. And the money flow POC, I can guarantee you that was not right there in the same zone. All right, so just be careful. I would say, technically speaking, yes, Scare, we could get to 230, right? But if you ask me, let's just leave it as my sixth sense is telling me, we're not going to get it, right? But again, we're not going to get it. It's an opinion. Right, just making sure that we got that out of the way. All right, so retro mic TM. I thought somebody was calling. There we go. Should we be looking at something else, guys? Please let me know. Do you guys TA for Solana? Perfect, we got that out of the way. Solana, anything else? I'm looking into the chat to see if we have any other requests, guys. By the way, remember the grass trade that we were talking about on Friday? Let's go check that out, man. I mean, right now, grass, it actually took me by surprise, a retracement, right? I was looking and expecting to get a weekend, right? It actually started ringing at like 2 in the morning, something like that. And I just looked at it and I was like, dude, not even going to do that right now. Let's go check that grass out. All right, so first we call for a long. Right before we go in here, we call for a long, and that long played out very, very nicely. There it is. All right, so we were talking about, there we go, Friday 19. There we go. For a long, pretty nice long, all right, up, down, breakthrough. Actually went farther above that we were expecting. Perfect. We did not close above our resistance, so no BOS trading or trade or entry. All right, so no BOS crypto site ASTR. Yeah, absolutely. Is that the new Binance thing? Let me know. I guess, right? It sounds similar, but yeah, I guess. All right, so yeah, absolutely, we'll do that. So no breaks of structure, and then they decided to break. So I was expecting at least a, hey, excuse me, guys, I'm going through, right? So maybe one candle or something like that. No, look at that. Freakishly, there we go, dude. The guy, Grass, just jumped out of the freaking balcony, man. I mean, straight to the floor right here. All right, so important. We're having a pennant, right? A bearish pennant. These kind of pennants, they tend to not last too much and then continuation downwards. How far could we be going? And by the way, we have the reversal coming back down once again. We could, oh, well, that's the FIV. Flat pulse bearish continuation. Same thing here. We talked about that before. Let's bring up our support and resistances, and guess where we're stopping? Areas of ranging. All right, where are we longing this thing back? Well, I think we got some there we go. We do have some alerts right here at 0.67 and 0.65. Be careful, because right here, look at how far back down we have our next predictive range, 0.57. So only do some casino money here if you're gonna do grass, right? I don't know if I'm gonna do grass, guys. I already have been cheating my luck in here with meme coins, and you guys actually see me doing this, right? I mentioned I don't trust the markets, but I'm taking casino money on meme coins, all right? So already too much risk. If the thing kind of like it goes down and then blows to Valhalla, to the moon, let it go. Not for me. All right. So I'm not going to be taking grass this time around. I'm going to wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow, most likely no trading day. And then probably Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to be looking for weekend trades. All right. So you guys are being warned. What's up, Dutchy? How's it going, my friend? Welcome. And let's move to ASTER. ASTER? Is this the one? Master. Let's see. Let me see. Here it is. Let me copy it. Paste it. All right, I got it here. Mexi. So maybe the higher liquidity might be here. Let's go check that out. How can I make a question, my friend? Not trying to be mean or anything, right? Just I know you're asking for an analysis, but how can I make an analysis on this? Let's take a look at our oscillator. Nothing. You see that? We can actually try to fake this out, but I know it's gonna happen, guys. I mean, we have a freakishly bull flagging here, right? We're gonna retrace, we're gonna push, we're gonna get trapped, everybody, come back down, then try it. Boop. This is gonna catch you. All right, this is just so volatile. I would recommend, not financial advice, and guys, your crypto, your keys, your money, all right? I'm just a dude on the internet, all right? But here's my opinion. And I would rather, if you like this token, I mean, get it. I get it. Again, and I know. But again, you need a lottery ticket to win the lottery, all right? Get it. Just be smart about it, right? Don't go all in. Don't put money there that is not gonna get. Put money there that you don't need immediately, right? Put casino money there, all right? And divide your entries. Let's go check that out. Let's see how far this thing went up, all right? So from whatever this is 0? No, all right, perfect. All the way up, 270, and then we are already 200. What is the 50% of 270? Let's actually make a box out of this, because we tend to see 50% retracements, all right? So there we go. I'm gonna be looking, or you could be looking for an next re-entry right here. And not only that, oh, look at that. Smart money entry. Well, it's hard to say because it's 0-0. We don't have volume, and that's because whatever happening here is basically took everybody by surprise, right? There's no data there. So let's try to cheat the charts a little bit and try to give you a little bit of a better analysis, all right? But so far, just understand that we might not have enough data to actually perform a quality analysis, but let's do what we can, all right? So let's go to 30 minutes. We have much more candle structure here. Discord is chiming here. Do we have JR in the class here? No. Shame on you, JR. Shame on you, bro. Just kidding, just kidding. All right, so let's go back into where we're talking. We have a little bit more candle structure, right? Same deal. Look at that. I mean, what can I do about it? Well, but at least I have some oscillator stuffing here, right? So I'm into Goosehead areas or almost reversal zones. So what a Goosehead does, little retracement, further move to the upside, and then bigger retracement. So are you looking for an entry? Well, we're at previous highs, but also our Goosehead tells me that we're going to go higher. So what are you going to do? All right. And again, if you put a gun to my head and tell me make a trade, I would call for a quarter of an entry of whatever that entry is going to be. All right. Not a 3% of your wallet. Like, what is the amount of casino money that you have? I don't know. Let's just go for $100. Right. So, well, if $100 is going to be your full investment, because that's how much you have for a casino, right? Make it in quarters. 25. Right. All right. Make a quarter right here. Make a quarter right there. And make a quarter right here. Right. And then you quote unquote DCA down, okay? And when you come back up, because this is going to be your entries a quarter. So most likely your last entry is not going to be taken because it's one quarter. That's 3 out of 4, all right? Which is fine. And then your average price is going to be here. Sell 2 quarters, all right? Right here. And then you reallocate another 2 quarters here. Whatever these two, you put them back in here. And then if it goes down, you still have 1, remember. And then, because most likely this is going to do this, right? And that's going to be it. Once you start hitting previous highs, you sell. That's it. And then you come back down to this area of support. Then you re-enter. Hopefully this is making sense. This is a lot of lines. Hey, JR, what's up, bro? By the way, I have a little bit more to add to that. Really quickly, I know that you were here. I was saying shame on you because you DM me and you're not in the show, bro. Just kidding, of course. Really quick, so I don't have to type it either. Look for at least 750 watts PSU. All right. Go over Cooler Master, I think has the best one. Oh, Seasonic. Cooler Master, what is it? Power supply calculator. It's gonna ask you for your processor. Your processor, you're not gonna find the one that you're using, so you need to add one relatively closer. There is one very close to the one that you're using, all right? That you're planning to add. Another one, it's the amount of RAM, the channels of RAM, how many fans you're gonna be using. I consider 2, 4. And how many hard drive, how many SSDs, right? And it's gonna give you a base point. That base point, I believe, is 680 watts, which if you round it up, you're gonna get into the 700-ish power supply requirements, all right? And then, well, back in there, you also would need to add your graphics card, but most likely you might have overclocked because of the model that you're getting. So add those extra 50 watts for overclocking. So 750 watts of power supply. And make sure something that you don't want to mess around, you don't want to fuck up with, is your power supply. All right. So nothing below gold rating. All right. Nothing below gold rating. Bronze, gold, bronze plus. No. Gold, platinum, not silver, so gold, platinum, and whatever else, right? Whatever, titanium, shit, or whatever, right? And that is because if you're, like, and I learned this the hard way, all right? So we're almost at the end of the class. Let's go and have a little chatting here. Just to stand alone. And I learned this the hard way. I like computers, right? I like hurdles. so I actually, it's much like cheaper to build it myself. And also I get all of these freaking stickers that I want when I build it myself. So, like, for example, I love freaking stickers. You can see it right here. This is the latest ones, right? So I can stick them all over the house or all over my shit, right? And I get the goodies like bags, t-shirts, little stuff that they give away. And, well, the only thing, I just need to put it together myself, right? And know how, right? So, long story short, once I decided to chip out on a power supply. The point with chipping out with the power supply is when you have electrolytic capacitors. Sometimes when the shed of those get overloaded or they're running old, you have spikes of power. And that spike of power ended up burning first one slot of the RAM sticks. And then I changed the sticks, right? Nothing worked. And then it burned the motherboard. Then I changed the motherboard. And then it burned my CPU. And at the other freaking story, it was the fucking power supply, all right? So save yourself a huge headache. And the very best thing that you should be investing in is not graphics, it's not motherboard, it's not CPU, it's not RAM, it is your power supply. So amount of watts don't really matter as long as you're in the safe zone. Go check out, again, Seasonic's site or Cooler Master's site. I think those are the best ones that gets you like fine-tuning stuff, right? Like amount of fans, so on and so forth. And then nothing below gold rating. Don't put that on stake, bro. All right, so other than that, classes of building your PC with OZ. All right. But yeah. Message it and it'll new on direct to me. Thanks, bro. I'll triple check. Absolutely. If you have any questions, also I'll be happy to check that out. But that's the only, like, quote unquote maybe weak spot that I could know, because you never send me the rating, so I'm guessing, right? And then I just run the calculations, consider overclocking, consider 4 fans, consider 2 hard drives, and it gave me 680, so round up to 700. Then you got 50 watts of extra. It's always good, because as you use the components, they degrade. So you always want to have that extra thing, right? And that power supply would last you 1 or 2 builds, right? I mean, 2 or 3 builds. That's how I do it. I use the Fury. No, it's not the Fury. It is, sorry, the XPG Reactor series. It is a fantastic quality price balance, all right? Just so you know. All right. So, no sponsor. But, guys, take a look at what's going on in the market. Set your possible entries, all right? I would suggest not trading night to night. But be prepared for maybe last minute entries. As always, between 2 hours from now, we must start having some movements. Don't ask me why, but that's where things start moving for some reason. And keep your eye on at 3 in the morning. They've been constantly dumping the price at 3 in the morning. Maybe Asian markets, not sure, but could be. That could be it. All right, so other than that, guys, thank you so much for your time here with me. Really appreciate it. And as always, see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.
Bitcoin is going to zero.
Zero.